Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Back to you this Wednesday. It's Environmental Dialogue Show, always airing out to you. We are glad to bring to you back today again another discussion with mindful, provoking ideas from the youth outside there, from the youth in the environmental field who are practicing and also carrying out activities dealing with the environmental project. Today with me, it's having two great ladies, but before they come in, when they start the discussion, they will overwhelm even the room. My name is Auma Oliver, the moderator of today's discussion. I know you're always used of the games, but now we are coming out. We always twist around. So today it's a lady on the show. It's ladies' show, but we have to tackle issues that first, gentlemen and ladies in the room. Allow me give a chance to my speakers. They introduce themselves. Then we shall kick off with a topic of discussion, which is going to be environmental challenges and opportunities in Uganda. As we start the discussion, one of the opportunities or the challenges you're facing in your environment. So wait and listen to us as you also give us your views. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these are our speakers of today. Tonight, we are going to hear from them. Starting from my right, allow me give her a chance to introduce herself. You're welcome.
Thank you, Oliver. Hi everyone, my name is Maurine Tukahirwa. I'm a feminist CEO from Girls Mass Uganda. I'm also the treasurer for the Youth Coalition for Sustainable Development Goals in Uganda.
Thank you very much,
I'm
Maureen.
happy to be here.
You're welcome, Maureen.
Thank you.
Yes, next.
Thank you, moderator. I'm Teopista Atim, Teopista from Taraji Teenage Girls Initiative. I'm glad to be here, and I'm also a climate activist. I'm really so excited to be part of this discussion. Thank you.
You're welcome to the discussion. We welcome you to this dialogue, and we hope to learn and relearn and unlearn from what you're going to tell us. Just from the point of introduction, we are having fruitful discussion, and the speakers of today are really great people for the topic of today. So beginning from my right, she says she's from Uganda Youth Coalition for SDGs, and we know one of the SDGs tackling environment is SDG 13. So just to have an introduction from her views, what do you think about the environment in the perspective of SDG 13?
Okay, thank you so much, Oliver, once again. I'm from the Youth Coalition for SDGs, and probably before I even talk about SDG 13, I need to inform you about the coalition and why I'm here representing the coalition today. So the Coalition for Sustainable Development Goals, it was formed in 2019. This is an entity that brings together youth-led organizations and companies that are working towards promoting SDG communication and also mobilizing youth all over the country to join the SDG agenda. And we have done, a lot of work as the coalition, and we are, we have been clustered in 6 thematic areas. And in those 6 thematic areas, responding to the Agenda 2030, we have different clusters. We have the Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Cluster, which I belong to. We also have the Human Capital Development Cluster. We have the Peace Cluster. We have the Environment and Climate Action Cluster. We have the Entrepreneurship Cluster. I don't know if I've left anyone else. And in those clusters, organizations that are working towards, implementing different initiatives under sustainable development have been grouped. So me coming from the Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Cluster, and you wondering why I'm here now discussing SDG 13, which is climate action. Well, one of our key roles in the coalition, especially the Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Cluster, is to ensure that gender equality is streamlined throughout all the goals. So we have been collaborating with different clusters. So we collaborate with the Climate Action Cluster, where we are, first of all, improving collaboration. We are also promoting gender equality within the initiatives that are promoting climate change. So me sitting here, I'm representing very many voices, voices of the women, voices of the girls, voices of the youth coalition for SDGs, and also the youth all over the country. Right. We have done different missions together with the UN and also the Office of the Prime Minister, where we are hosted under the SDG Secretariat. We have done different missions in different regions in Uganda, where we are promoting SDG communication and also localizing the SDGs.
All right, just before I run to Teopista, I want first of all recognize her activity. She says she's dealing with girls and she's under the Department of Gender. Our topic of today, it's about environmental challenges and opportunities. I believe before you started up the topic of, you told us you're from Girls Mass Uganda. So before you started up the organization of Girls Mass Uganda, and also you belonging to the gender department, that means you recognize some challenges in the environment that was affecting the women. So can you highlight for me some of the challenges that women were facing in the environment that made you come up with that initiative?
Well, so you realize that women's issues are unique, but they are also the same in all the different sectors, even geographical locations. According to the Universal Health Coverage Agenda, we have made research, we have also sat down and, interacted with women across the countries in Africa as a continent, where we understand that women's issues are the same. And it doesn't matter whatever geographical location you're in. So in this context of environment, I think what I want to bring across as a woman who is a leader in this space of sustainable development, I have realized there are very many issues that women leaders in the environment face, and especially in developed countries. We are, constrained by very, very many issues, but mainly our constraints are they lean back to the traditional gender roles, the cultural norms of, we are going back to what women can do and what men can do, what men must do. We are constrained by reproductive roles, as those are all traditional gender roles. So for me, I think those are some of the challenges that women, especially women leaders in the environment spaces are facing. Women are unable to sit at topmost decision-making spaces. Why? Because of the gender and traditional roles that are put on us or that are taught, as we are growing up. So I think it's important that we unpack that. We need to go back to the basics. If we realize that there are no women sitting at policy tables, what are the issues? Women still belong to the kitchen, according to some tribes.
But in the applause of the UCTV, I see women are seated on the table at the moment.
Now, yes, this is something that we need to commend and applaud. But the truth is, there are still many constraints. Women are still told to go back to the kitchens. And this now, imagine now in the context of climate action, you realize that women are always the part of the problem. When we are discussing climate action, when we are discussing responses to climate, women in statistics always belong to the problem, but not the solutions. So we are saying, we are coming out, and especially in these 16 days of activism, we are adding our voices together. Women need to be part of the climate change solutions. Women need to be part of these, the emerging climate justice economic policies. We need to write ourselves in these policies. And I think all these conversations need to go back to, we need to analyze gender. We need to analyze women's issues with a gender eye. We cannot go away with it. Our issues are unique, and in whatever context, but this context we are in right now, the environment context.
Actually, to chip in, you see, with women, we are the ones who are more involved in this. We are the ones who are first affected, because we are the ones who are mostly dealing with environmental issues. When we go back to the grassroots, like me, I'm dealing with the teenage mothers and teenage girls just from the grassroots. And these are the ladies who are involved in agriculture, and they're the ones who are really affected mostly when, like, for example, let me say, when we are affected by droughts or floods, you find that there will be food scarcity.
So it's above all, the environmental challenges affect mostly ladies.
Mostly,
yeah,
because we are the breadwinners for all families. When you look around, trust me.
So now you're trying to tackle that environment that they say men are breadwinners. So you're saying it's now women.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let's leave about the thing of just talking that men are breadwinners, but in most cases, we are the ones who bring these things on table.
Yeah.
Sure. And now that we understand that we know we are mostly affected, why don't we have equal seats at the tables of policy making? Why aren't we part of the, the emerging climate justice economic policies, the digital economic policies? Sure. Why aren't we part of them? We need to be part of the solutions as well. And for us now, and I think that's where sustainable development goes. The agenda itself is really very, very helpful and very informative, because its context, in its context, when we are moving to these communities where we are talking about the SDGs, we are looking for the solutions. If we are talking about gender in its context, how many women are, part of the initiatives that are promoting climate change, that are promoting resilience, that are promoting climate justice? Because now we know it's no longer about only emissions.
Yeah,
this is about justice.
Just to cut you short on that, dear viewers, today's room is hot. We are having ladies on the table. We're having ladies having discussion on how they are being affected by environmental challenges. She talked of how are we involving the ladies into the initiatives which are challenging the environmental challenges. And in the room, I have Teopista, who is heading Taraji Teenage Girls Initiative. I believe she has been in the spaces and she has been doing something when it comes to environmental challenges. She has been tackling something. So I need her to highlight for us some of the challenges she has faced in the environment as a context. What are the challenges you have faced as a person into that initiative when you're carrying out your activities? Tell us to the viewers, and me too, I need to learn something.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. Actually, what I can say in my initiative, what the challenges that we have faced mainly, it's actually the challenge of awareness. These ladies, the girls, are not aware of this challenge. Most of the times they'll be like, what are those environmental issues? They look at it like it's for the government. And they think they are not part of the government.
It's for the government.
And these ladies, their minds are really fixed. They are just after only looking after their families. What do I have today? They are only looking at today. You see that? So we have a big challenge, first of all, to change their mindsets, to create that awareness that, we are the contributors to environmental challenges here.
We are the environmental
and since we are the contributors to these challenges, we also have to come in and be the problem solvers here.
True.
Yes. Then,
just to actually compliment her, because like I told you, we us as Girls Must Uganda, we also have different programs we have in Kigezi sub-region that are responding to some of these issues. And I realized that most of the key challenges that come up in our programming, especially in menstrual health programs, are one, I agree with her, degradation and pollution are really very, very key and urgent issues to respond to right now. You realize that in the concentrated areas, in the schools, there is a lot of pollution that happens, especially with poor disposal of used menstrual hygiene products, the used sanitary pads. If there is poor disposal, there are not enough initiatives to support in having a clean and healthy environment during menstruation for these girls. These are really very, very critical issues that are, first of all, contributing to climate, environmental degradation, air pollution, because we are torn between two things. We are torn between quality menstrual hygiene products and also managing the environment. Because you realize that these products that we are calling maybe good quality, you realize they are affecting the environment. So we are looking at innovations. We are calling upon innovations of helping us ease access to quality menstrual hygiene products, but also be friendly to the environment. There are different products that are available, like the menstrual flow cup. There's also a product I've come across, it's called the period panty. It is also a product that girls can use for a long time. They are sustainable menstrual hygiene products, but they're not enough because they're inaccessible. They are expensive to afford. So you realize as developed countries, we are still challenged, in trying to become environmental activists and also ensuring that the girl's health is intact during menstruation.
Yeah, on that point, I think there's a challenge whereby they say we have only Twitter Spaces activists and we don't have like ground activists. So on that base, Teopista, you seems to be like a ground activist, not a Twitter activist. So now, how do you think, how do you come upon these challenges, and what are the challenges you see as a ground activist in the environment? What are the challenges you face? Maybe someone can say, I face challenges like language barriers when I go to talk to people about the environment. So you as a person, as someone who is carrying out ground advocates for environment, what are the challenges you face?
Okay, the main challenge I face, when I'm talking on the side of the girls at the grassroots.
Yeah, you can talk on side of the girls, but in the community we have both genders now.
Yes, but now these are the ladies who are much involved in home kind of work, like cooking and what have you, and of which what they use for cooking, in most cases they use firewood, and firewood, it is like encouraging the deforestation. And when you go and maybe you to preach the gospel of not cutting down trees, please let us plant, and they will not give you attention. You become the enemy because they will be like, so where do you want us to get firewood from? This is what we use for cooking, and yet in actual sense they really don't know that it's risky for their health. And that's why you see, my colleague was speaking about the health of the girls. You find that most of the teenage mothers, in particularly nowadays, you find when you go to most health centers, they are the ones who are in high risk of getting, like maybe of not producing normally. Most of the cases, they are always
they have the side effects of the materials they use when it comes to cooking. Yes,
because first of all, when they are cooking, during the cooking, they are exposed to inhaling the smoke, and of which a teenage mother who is pregnant at that time may not manage now to give birth normally. Definitely, they always take them for cesarean.
Yeah, but you find someone will give you an excuse that the other option of cooking, like LPG, like biogas or other things, they tend to be expensive. So now what can you tell such a person at some point?
Like for us in Taraji, we have always given them option of briquettes, because briquettes, they are locally made, and the materials that are used are locally got and cheaply and actually for free. You understand?
Yeah.
So we give them such options, though it is really a hard move. It is not easy to turn their minds from using the real firewood and using the briquettes. But we can't stop it.
Okay.
And we can't move away from it.
All right. Thank you very much, dear viewers. Don't forget to always give us your suggestion on the topic of discussion we are carrying out. At this point, we are looking at environmental challenges and opportunities. The youth on the table right now, they are carrying out something in the environment they tackle the environmental challenges. What is your view? Please do utilize our comment section. Let us know what your view is. What do you think is the best option? Is what they're doing is something moving on? And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the UCTV channel on YouTube. And also, watch us live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We shall be showing you the show. We still continue with the discussion. I just need our person from Girlmas Uganda to tell us something. As Girlmas Uganda, I know for you to come up with Girlmas, you have been facing out. You saw something into the environment or in the community that made you to come up with Girlmas initiative. What is that problem you saw in the environment? Because there's always identification of a problem before you come up with something. So what is that problem you saw in the environment that made you come up with Girlmas?
Okay. Thank you so much. So I will reiterate this as Girlmas, and you can also read through, the name of or the brand of our organization. Our main goal is to really tackle the gender roles, the cultural norms. When we were growing up, there were things they would tell us. Girls must sit like this. Girls must speak like this. You need to you don't have to tilt your head. Girls must kneel for their men. All those things. So when we go in the field and we are interacting with these adults and girls, and when we approach them in that context, we realize that they are more interactive because these are things, or these are beliefs that have been nurtured into them as they grow up. So we ask them, and then we bring back, we twist the name again, and we're like, but okay, if you were given an opportunity, what would you say girls must do? And then they would come up with responses of, oh, you know what, girls must be healthy, girls must do this, girls must keep the environment clean, things like that. So we realized that it is easier for us to actually interact with adolescent girls, especially in our country, Uganda, with our cultural norms, with our defined gender roles. So that is how we came in, and that is how we are responding, because we are streamlining gender. Whether it is in peace, whether it is in climate action, whether it is in whatever context. Whether it is in education, we are ensuring that gender equality is achieved or is attained. And that is why I'm seated here today, representing the Youth Coalition for SDGs. And also being able to have the power and opportunity to speak to climate action and the interventions and innovative ideas that the youth have come up with.
Okay, so according to her perspective, she has said they recognize a societal challenge as one of the challenges which was facing the girls in the environment in our country, Uganda, right?
Yeah,
so it was a societal challenge.
We are recognizing the gender roles, the traditional gender roles. We want to tackle the traditional gender roles that are affecting women's participation and response to the climate crisis globally, but also in our context.
All right. Basing on her point, she connected the environment with gender, and on point of that, she also brought in the perspective of health of girls. So she saw the challenge of health, gender issues, and also the societal norms. That's why she came up with something. But just as we go to we are going for our short break, we shall be coming back. We were looking at the environmental challenges and opportunities. We have been on the challenges. What are the possible opportunities that these people saw in the environment, and what you as the viewer you saw in the environment? Thank you very much for viewing out. Let us come back as we go for a short break.
UCTV, good news for all. Kuleza Farm with Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan of up to 50 million shillings for a solar-powered irrigation system on your farm. Enjoy a grace period tailored to your cash flows, and loan offer amounts from 100,000 up to 50 million Uganda shillings with flexible loan periods up to 60 months. Apply for a Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan through our branches, agents, and enjoy a fixed interest rate of just 1.7% per month. Kuleza Farm with Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan today and watch your farming dreams come to life. Visit any of our nearest branch today or call our toll-free line 0800 200 555 or 0800 335 344.
Centenary Bank.
Centenary Bank is a member of the Center Group regulated by Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Terms and conditions apply.
Support the Uganda Catholic Television with MTN Momo. Step 1. Dial star 165*3#. Step 2. Enter merchant code 180572. Step 3. Enter any amount from 500 Uganda shillings. Step 4. Pay using MTN mobile money. Step 5. Enter PIN code and send. Step 6. You will receive a confirmation text for supporting the Uganda Catholic Television.
Ronaldo down in the area, penalty!
Don't miss the sports link on UCTV. Catch us every Monday to Friday from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. as we take you into the thrilling world of sports in football.
And Messi! Thuram! Mbappe!
Saka shoot, deflects in, Arsenal have the lead!
Netball,
Nasanga taking the shot. And look at that exceptional steal.
motorsports, boxing, swimming and much more. UCTV Sports Link with Samgenza Mustafa. Only on UCTV. Good news for all.
Join the Catholic community in celebrating the 60th anniversary of the canonization of the Uganda Martyrs. This day offers a unique opportunity to honor the legacy of the Uganda Martyrs whose faith, courage, and sacrifice continue to inspire countless people across the world. On November 15th, 2024, the celebration will reach its grand climax with a special mass at Munyonyo Mini Basilica. Be part of this historic moment and join thousands of the faithful in giving thanks for 60 years of sainthood. Don't miss out. Catch the live broadcast of this spiritual milestone on UCTV. Good news for all. Proudly sponsored by Centenary Bank, our bank, the statewide insurance company, Swico, and UCTV. Good news for all.
Emyezi esatu.
Ekiki?
Owangula.
Nsasula emyezi esatu n'empangula.
Hey!
Ha!
Abaye, kubadde ki?
Kituufu wensasula emyezi esatu mpangula. Kituufu.
Subscribe for 3 months to any package of your choice or grab an Azam TV kit and pay for 3 months and stand a chance to win life-changing rewards. Android smart TVs, fridges, motorcycles, and that is not all. You could walk away with free subscription or the grand prize of 20 million Ugandan shillings in cash. Yes, 20 million grand prize. Subscribe today and enter the draw. For more information, 031-2308-900 or visit any Azam TV dealer near you.
Azam TV, entertainment for everybody.
Welcome to Seeds of Success. My name is Rwanga Godfrey. Seeds of Success, we talk about business environment.
If you want to be a millionaire, work for money, but billionaires work for wealth.
Social affairs.
Whom to blame via characters and talents? Is it tertiary institutions or humanity within the human beings?
And other topical issues. Don't miss on UCTV. Good news for all.
Are you ready to embark on a transformative educational journey like no other? Look no further than the prestigious University of Kisubi, your gateway to excellence and success. At University of Kisubi, we don't just offer education, we offer a life-changing experience that equips you with the skills, knowledge, and confidence to conquer the world. Our state-of-the-art facilities, a world-class faculty of health, education, business, ICT, and innovative programs ensure that you receive a top-tier education that prepares you for the challenges of tomorrow. Unleash your potential, unlock new possibilities, and embrace a future full of promise at University of Kisubi. Choose excellence, choose innovation, choose University of Kisubi, where your journey to success begins.
Support the Uganda Catholic Television with MTN Momo. Step 1. Dial *165*3#. Step 2. Enter merchant code 180572. Step 3. Enter any amount from 500 Uganda shillings. Step 4. Pay using MTN mobile money. Step 5. Enter PIN code and send. Step 6. You will receive a confirmation text for supporting the Uganda Catholic Television.
Don't miss this weekend. UCTV Weddings and Introductions every Sunday from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. only on UCTV. Good news for all. To satisfy you for life.
UCTV. Good news for all.
Welcome back to our next session of the Environmental Dialogue as we discuss with you the environmental challenges and opportunities. With me here, I have bright ladies giving us provoking discussion on what the environmental challenges are and the opportunities they have seen in the environment. These are ladies who have done something, initiatives. They are carrying out different activities to see that they tackle the environmental challenges. At the first session, we were talking about the environmental challenges. Right now, I need them to highlight for us what are the opportunities that they have seen in the environment. What are the opportunities that are there we can tackle in as the youth about the environmental dialogue. As we went for the short break, I had ended with Maurine. Allow me jump to Teopista and ask her, Teopista, I know you started up the Taraji initiative because you have seen an opportunity. Now there's someone out there who doesn't know any opportunity in the environment. And our topic of today is environmental challenges and opportunities in Uganda. So now we would like to hear from you. What are the opportunities in the environment?
Okay, thank you very much, moderator. At Taraji, what I can say, we carry out capacity building. We train these ladies, these girls, and we are, by the way, we are not only girls, we're not only mothers, we also involve some young gentlemen. Yes, they support us here and there, and through training them, through giving them the training mostly on environmental issues, they get overwhelmed, and also they become courageous to speak out, and they're exposed. And yeah, that's helps
so
them a lot.
there's me who doesn't know anything about the environment. What is that opportunity in the environment that I can do up to earn maybe a living? Because at the moment I'm a lady, or maybe I have also a brother who wants to earn a living when it comes to the environment. What are the opportunities you can suggest me to do?
Okay, apparently I can say, like for us right now at Taraji, what we do, we train them on vegetable growing, and through this they learn how to do it by themselves. They do it. It actually, you know, at first they thought that it needs a big garden, and for us we do it in these kitchen gardens around the verandas, on containers, you know. And by doing this, at the end of the day, they actually sell off this and get something to sustain them.
Oh, so they're killing boredom, they're bringing economic empowerment, they're bringing sustainability
for them. And also they are also contributing to the environment.
Yeah. So someone might ask you a question, what does it take for me to start up home gardening? What does it take? Because I know at the time I'm doing home gardening, I'm protecting also the ecosystem, at the biodiversity at large. So what does it take for me to start home gardening?
Thank you so much. Actually, it doesn't need much. You
like
just,
there's no like finance needed somewhere.
You just have to look around you. Every day, what do you consume? What do you need most? Let us say in the line of vegetables. Every day you consume tomatoes. Every day you have to cook with onions. So when you look at it, you don't need a whole bag of onions for cooking every day. Yes, you go to like maybe you get something small, plant in your containers. Actually, those old containers, you don't need to buy the new ones. You can get an old jerry can and you cut it and put soil. And yeah, you start from there. Or even the old sacks, put soil and it starts growing from there slowly, and you will not have to go and spend in the market. Yeah.
Not me viewing her like as if I'm doing the activity already. I think I don't have to practice this one after the show.
Actually, you're welcome to our initiative, because apparently we have a project running, almost ending. We are partnering with the NAC for Active Citizens. Yeah, and we are doing this vegetable growing. Yes, we are doing it in containers and sacks and whatever. You can come and have a look.
Exactly. You can start farming without affecting our environment. Just like our sister said, you can start farming without affecting our environment, and at the same time you're providing food security to the environment and the community at large. Just from the point of the discussion, she said she's practicing farming in a small scale, let me say like home farming. So our sister from Galmast, we have to tell us something. What can I do in line with that? Because there's me outside there who is thinking of starting tree growing. It is no longer by the called tree planting. It's now tree growing. You can grow trees on a large scale for maybe economic purpose or for any other things. What are the opportunities you can suggest for me? Because I've suggested already myself tree growing.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Oliver, and to the viewers out there, to all the youth out there. First of all, thank you for this opportunity for me to sit here, because I'm very sure UCTV is watched by very many young people, and this is, an opportunity for us to let them know of the existing opportunities they can be a part of. And, for starters, I will start with the one that is, on the tips of our fingers. Being part of the climate action movement. Climate advocacy is one of the biggest opportunities I call upon young people and youth to be a part of. Now looking at the Youth Coalition for SDGs, be a member. Come and be a member. We have a Youth Innovation Hub that gives you an opportunity to be innovative in all the different sectors, in all the different contributions towards sustainable development. Climate action is one of them. Come be a member of the Youth Coalition for SDGs. Be a member of the Climate Action Cluster. Be able to be innovative, like what she's talking about. I'm inviting her to come and be a member of the coalition.
Wow.
So that you can showcase.
Those are the opportunities we are talking now in Uganda, right?
So that you can showcase your innovative ideas in smart agriculture, in smart farming. Young people need to know how to be able to use the small resources, because we are constrained with resources, first of all. Now for us women, it's even worse. We don't own land. Owning land is an issue. If I go to the legal and all the policies that we go through to own land as women, I can stay here for a whole day. So I think climate advocacy is one of the key opportunities that we can avail to the young people. The second opportunity is also especially to the women. Let us be able to identify the existing, if they are not existing, because I have tried to make research. I have not seen any climate justice policies in Uganda. I have not. So if they are not there, can we start somewhere and advocate for this? We need, because this is not only about emissions anymore, it's about justice. And there's no climate justice without gender justice. So we need to write ourselves in these policies. Even if they don't want, we have to write ourselves. We have to create these tables, even if they're not inviting us.
And
so for me, I am inviting the women.
Also, just to add on that,
yes.
Actually, even as the government is bringing these policies, like it at least it should be like also gender inclusive, you know. At least the ladies should be there, the young teens should also be involved in the policy making, and also coming down to the community. At least these younger should be given opportunities to explore what they can do and also learn from others who know already.
But the problem with the young generation is that when you're giving someone an opportunity to come up and give their ideas, you know what nowadays they ask? Someone will ask you, well, what will I gain?
And that's why,
forgetting the ideas they're going to give.
Listen, and that's why we start from advocacy. We start from capacity building. We first grow them. You don't just come in like this. Let me tell you, let me take you back to our Bibles. When you look at, like when you're going for evangelism, if you're evangelist, when you're moving for evangelism, you get a drunkard on the way. You don't just say, you're not my friend, I can't associate you, and yet you're trying to win a soul. You have to be strategic. You don't just go straight and be like, you know what, drinking is bad. You know, you have to calm down and be like, wow, I see you're feeling good. You know? Yes, give them that. Yes, appreciate and give them that environment, like you really like what they're doing, but somehow tell them, you know what, when you're like this, this and this will happen to you. I think we need, what if you just do like you're suggesting? Yes, the person may not take it at that moment, but slowly the person will go back and think about it. Maybe and think about that also. Back to our families, those who are married, you know, at least I have some experience there. And
no, it is not they say experience is the best teacher, so now we are getting from the best.
I have some experience there.
Sure.
When you are with your spouse, you know, you come from different backgrounds, and you're coming as one, you're coming under one roof, and you know, there is what you like, and you may like something and the other partner may not like it, but how are you going to harmonize that? So if me as a woman, I don't need just to tell my husband, you know what, I don't like you when you're putting on those gentle trousers, for example. At least I love you on khakis, you understand? You don't have to bring in plain like that. You will not feel good. Actually, it will bring fights in the house.
In the room, and you find the room boiling.
Exactly. That day you may not even find a kameza.
Sure.
You know? The guy will just walk away and leave you there.
And you know, when it comes to kameza, it's another topic.
So what to do? You have to bring in, like, put in some sugar, some romance him around, and you find him. So back to our point. These girls, the women, the teenage, the youth, actually, this is a group that it's hard to deal with. You have to be very strategic and go slow, and take them in a way somehow they also it's like fun kind of, you know, and also try to like motivate slowly if you can. If you cannot, just try and show them, look here, if we don't do this, this will happen.
Someone needs
but it starts from teaching them.
Someone needs to say that the youth are just like senior 2 classes. You know, in a school when you go and ask for senior 2, they'll tell that is the toughest class. So some friend of mine said youth are like the senior 2 classes. They are never told, you don't tell them anything that this is wrong. You just have to applaud them that everything is what? Right, and yet it's wrong.
Because first of all, you know, these are youth. With youth, they really feel like they have all the time in the world. They'll be like, environmental what? we shall do that when we are old.
Yeah.
Or maybe when I become an MP. Because they have that thought that it is all the government that has to handle those issues of
so now basing on that, our friend from Uganda Youth Coalition for SDGs, you know, we have already mentioned that the youth are really that H2 class that you can't easily handle. So what are the possible opportunities you see in the environment of Uganda as the SDG coalition? What are those opportunities you can tell the youth that these are the opportunities you have to tackle so that you get something out of it, basing on the challenges we have been seeing around? What opportunities do you highlight for them?
Well, I think youth also, you know, like, we are quick to, you know, judge them, for their, you know, maybe they do not concentrate a lot, probably they do not focus. However, I think that some of the opportunities, they're there. One is, can we have, you know, well-established institutions, you know, like, for example, like I told you, we have a youth innovation hub. It's a free space where a youth can walk in and actually do what they want to do and walk out. You understand? So that is like an opportunity. It's an institution, it's well established. You understand? So there are also other institutions. For example, we have a climate financing institution under Ministry of Finance. Although we want to be like, that's government's work, we are not a part of it. No, we are a part of it. And you know, we need to be climate activists, we need to be advocates of climate change, and the only way we can be is to be in the process, to be a part of the process, not out and watching, seeing how maybe government is doing and then pointing fingers. For me, I think that we need to like work together. And that is why we have, you know, such bridges. You know, the Youth Coalition was set up, it was like a harmony for youth between government of Uganda and the UN. They set up a bridge where youth can actually come together and harmonize.
So it was trying to reduce what we say bureaucracy between the UN and the UN. Okay.
So that is just one of them. But I know UNDP has also a structure.
Yeah.
I know other UN agencies have these structures that they have put together. Yeah. So it's, first of all, I agree with climate education. We need to educate the youth more on climate. Starting from how do you prepare your garden to how do you actually earn something? What do I get in return? For me, I think it is, you know, from the basics. How do I prepare my land? How do I grow? How do I harvest? What are those agronomic practices that I can go into? And then shift to advocacy. Because at the end of the day, when you harvest your food, you need market. You need to sell it. You need the money. And how are you going to get the money? I don't want to get into the coffee discussions. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying that we are quick to judge the young people, but I think we need to give them a benefit of the doubt. They can do this. They can do this if they are well guided and if they are well supported. And the opportunities that we avail or we create awareness about, these are opportunities that will help us shift from that mindset to, you know, tackling the gender roles, the traditional gender roles I talked about, this glass ceiling phenomena of, have you ever seen a female president in Uganda? You know, that's like a glass ceiling phenomenon. So I think we need to go away with all that. And we need to start, you know, it's us.
So now what do you try to tell someone who is dealing in agribusiness? Because, you know, agribusiness is someone who is trying to tackle the environmental challenges and at the same time promoting agriculture at the same time. So what is this one of the advantage, like the encouragement you can give someone of that sort?
There are like very many opportunities in both agriculture and business.
At the same time protecting the environment.
Yes, there are very many opportunities. For me, I think education, climate education is one of the ways to go about this. Because sometimes we do in the unknowing way, we are subconsciously doing something when we don't know. So when you educate these young farmers and you tell them, you know what, when you cut down a tree, plant two, you know? Because like she said, some of these things we cannot just wake up one day and go away with. But we provide solutions. So when you cut down a tree, plant two. Yesterday you were there when the Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga was saying we have the National Tree Planting Day it is actually in the law, it is written, but it's redundant. We do not honor it. You understand?
So
but I was unaware of it. For me personally, I was unaware that it's actually in our constitution, that it is there, and we have even never honored it. At any time, it's just redundant.
Yes, it's in existence.
It's existent.
So should we say that
it's
people are not aware of it, or if it's just to whom it
we are wasting time creating policies outside the constitution that we know will not go anywhere. Yet, actually, in the constitution, there are clauses that defend all these initiatives and all these solutions we are coming up with.
True. Yes, you had some submission.
Yeah, just on the line of agro, actually, you see this they benefit a lot in a way that when they do right practices, like they go organic, you know, and they plant the trees, and also they by going organic, first of all, our soils are preserved. You get it. And when they plant their crops, you find that they get good yields. Yeah. At the end of the whole thing, they get to the market and they are never disappointed. So just know that they will always benefit. That is if they do right practice just from the beginning.
Yes, so right now we are looking at the opportunities you have in the environment that you can do at the same time. You're protecting the environment, you're earning a living, you are promoting sustainability in your environment, right? So as you continue viewing our show and taking yourself into the learning, relearning and unlearning, what is your view? What is the option you have as our viewer? We always welcome ideas from the viewers also, because as you're viewing, we always need those comments, those likes, and please don't forget to subscribe to UCTV channel, Environmental Dialogue. Always, every Wednesday, we are always there. And today's discussion, we have looked at the environmental challenges and opportunities. Now, from the youth seated with me here on the table, I want them to raise up what are the recommendations to the people, to the government agencies. Because we say when you talk about the recommendation, most people always look at the government mostly. What are your recommendations to the youth, to the community leaders, to the parents, to also the listeners who are viewing us today? Starting with, I think from my right.
Okay, I'll go. Yeah, so the opportunities or the recommendations are not really far from the opportunities. For me, what I need to maybe say is call upon the youth to rise up. Rise up to the occasion. Come take up these opportunities. Take up the space. It is your space. Don't sit out there. If you're watching me, let this be a call to action. Rise up. Take up the opportunities that we have been, discussing. If you're, if maybe you're not, if you don't feel like you have been well informed, you can even reach out to us directly.
Yeah, that's why we told them to use the comment section.
Yes,
because if you use the comment section, it's always easy to direct you.
Thank you. Yeah. You can reach out to us directly. We are your fellow young people. We are not really different. It's just a matter of being interested and having the passion. Yesterday, a young girl was talking about how it is not even a choice anymore to be a climate change activist. It's not a choice because it's urgent. It's an urgent need. We need to rise up and be ambassadors and be activists. Otherwise, if we leave this world redundant, then those that are coming after us are going to suffer the consequences. And we do not want that to happen because we are a generation and we have a generation behind us. We are following a certain generation. So this is a generational issue. Like, these are generational challenges. And we need to come together and address them. Maybe the other thing is, we need to also be so conscious about gender when it comes to climate change and action. We need to be so conscious. We need to promote gender consciousness. We need to promote gender awareness, because sometimes, like I told you, some of these things are subconsciously responded to. You find a panel where there may be no women represented, then that is, there is no, consciousness. So we need to keep, we shouldn't get tired. We need to keep doing the work. We need to keep advocating for equality. Yeah, I know it's possible.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Exactly. We have to keep doing out the gender equality, not forgetting the boy child, because when you talk about the environment, it affects all of them. Because at the moment it was raining this morning, I don't think whether there's any gent who ran in the rain to go and work. They're also fearing waiting for the umbrella.
Let me just preempt that gender equality isn't about only women empowerment. That is something that also the viewers should know. Gender equality is about having equal access. Equal access to opportunities, equal access to quality education, equal access to health care. We are just requesting that women can also have equal access to all these things. We're not saying that the boys should be left behind. So gender equality, just for your information, isn't about only women empowerment, but rather equal accessibility. And that is what we are advocating for.
She has really tackled on gender equality. Also, for your own information, we shall create another space for gender equality, but for today we are looking at environment. Just to get some few recommendations from my sister Teopista, because we are running out of time. They say as we are going to the conclusion, it's always nice blockbusting, and at the end it's always a spoon feeding of everything. So what are the recommendations you give to the youth, to the CSOs and any other agencies carrying out the discussion in line with environmental challenges and opportunities?
Thank you very much. My only message to the youth, I call upon all of us, let's come together and fight the main enemy. You see, if we are scattered, we are not together, the enemy will overwhelm us. So we have to come together and fight the main enemy. And our main enemy here is environmental challenges, actually the climate challenges. And I call upon everyone outside there right now, mostly the youth, take this opportunity, join us together, join Taraji Teenage Girls Initiative. We are always open-handed. Come and join us. And actually this Sunday I welcome all of you and to come and join us, and we run for the 6th SDG run just at the cricket oval in Lugogo.
Thank you very much. She is calling upon you to join the SDG
and
6th
also
SDG run.
The youth, the community. I also call upon them to always be open to this youth and always give them opportunity to meet together so that they can interact.
That has been the environmental dialogue on UTC TV channel. On today we are airing out at exactly 8 p.m. on UTC TV. And on our YouTube channel, get us at 9 p.m. carrying out the environmental dialogue. We want to thank our gratitude to our sponsors, the UTV channel, administration, and everyone who is at the back of the studio. Thank you very much. I remain Auma Oliver on environmental dialogue.
UCTV. Good news for all.